So, are you going to the Mopar EuroNationals at Santa Pod? It's a fantastic event, and it's not just about Mopar muscle, it's about all American cars, and it's about all muscle cars. So maybe you'll be thinking about taking your own car down the drag strip. This little movie is a basic entry-level guide, which we hope will help you as a rookie to get your car down the track for the first time and enjoy it. Drag racing is about two cars racing against each other from a standing start over a quarter mile. So let's give it a go. Santa Pod is all pre-book. Get your tickets in advance, get your admission tickets and your Run What You Brung vouchers for the days you want to race. It's first come, first served, so you don't want to miss out. And if you can't figure it out, give them a call because they're really helpful. And once you get to the track too, all the crew, all the marshals, really helpful. Santa Pod's website gives you lots of helpful information, but here are some points for you. You're best to have a helmet, but they're not mandatory unless you're in a rag top or have a terminal speed above 110 miles per hour. You'll need proper shoes, no sliders, no stilettos, and your arms need to be covered, not with ink, but with adequate clothing. You also might want some shoe whitener or a white glass pen to put your race number on the window. You also might want to write rookie on your glass, just so the marshals can help you out if you get a bit stuck. Indeed, you'll find all the drag racing community really helpful and friendly too. There are a few useful checks you can make before an event. Remember that you're not going to be doing these quarter-mile blasts economically, so make sure you've enough fuel in your car for the day. And assuming you're driving your car to the track, check all the things you would normally check before any length of a journey anyway, such as your oil, tyres, coolant, etc., steering, brakes, and so on. Just make sure everything's checked through. One thing that's worth checking is whether you're actually getting full throttle. Ask someone to press the pedal to the metal, not with the engine running of course, while you peer down the carbs and check that those butterflies are vertical, so all the horsepowers can flow. Find yourself a place in the pits. If in any doubt, ask one of the Santa Pod marshals or crew, and they're very helpful. Park up in a designated area, don't block anyone in, show due consideration and be courteous to others. So then you go to the signing on office with your driving licence and race voucher. The signing on office is to the right of the grandstand as you view it from the back. There those nice ladies will sort you out in the signing on office. That's also where you return to pick up your time slips after a run. Right, when it's time to get fast and loud and time to get racing, there's a few things we need to check over with your car. First and foremost, seat belts are mandatory. You must have seat belts, and if you're taking a passenger, on the passenger side too, of course. Now, you need to make sure your car is completely track ready. You need to check all the fluids. You need to firstly check that your car is safe and ready to go down the track. That means it's not going to drop any fluids, no pipes are going to blow off. You check all your hose clips, check all your hoses, give them a good squeeze, check everything's absolutely fine, no drips appearing anywhere, nothing running out. Check underneath the car, have a look underneath the car, just make sure there's nothing dripping anywhere. Don't want to put anything down on the track whatsoever. It's a danger to subsequent racers. Check your steering, give it a good waggle around, check on the moving parts under the bonnet and around your suspension as well. Check your brakes. If you drove to the track, you should have a pretty good idea whether your brakes are effective or not. If they're pulling to one side, you need to be cautious. If you've a car that's equipped with air conditioning, make sure that's been off in plenty of time in advance too, because air conditioning drops condensation. We don't want any of that on the track either. Check it's clean. You don't want any mud on your tyres, mud in the wheel well or anything like that, because it will wind up on the track as soon as you start shaking it out and banging it down the track. You do not want any dirt or other contaminants on the track, for your sake and for subsequent racers' sake and the track crew's sake. Most American performance orientated cars have a Positrack, other brands available, rear differential, which means otherwise you're going to have a one-legger as they call it, where you've just got one tyre spinning. But first time out, don't worry too much about that. You still want to find out what your car's capable of. Check your tyre pressures. When you go to the track, your tyres will be at normal road use pressures. Now, did you remember to bring a tyre pump and a tyre pressure gauge? Because you need those. Because one way you can tweak a little bit of more performance out of your car is by making your front wheels rounder and your rear wheels having a bigger footprint to grab the track with. To make your front wheels rounder, take the pressure up to about 45 psi. Other opinions are available, but I think that works pretty well. For your rear tyres, you might want to play around with this a bit, but if you've got Hoosiers or Sticky Thompson's drag radials, you might want to play around with the tyre pressures between, say, 18 and 20 psi and find out what's giving you the better times, the better 60-foot times. That's where it's going to show. The bigger contact patch you've got at the rear, of course, the more traction you're getting away from the line. And if you save a tenth on your 60-foot time, you're going to save at least two tenths off your quarter-mile time. You want to be going down the track with a nice warm to hot engine, way short of boiling over. You do not want to be boiling over as you're slowly inching around at 5 miles an hour up to the start line and then doing a burnout, if you're doing a burnout. Nice and warmed through, all the way through, but cool enough to get you to the other end without an incident. If it's been raining, make sure your car is completely dry. The crew make an unbelievable effort to keep the track in absolutely tip-top condition, and safe too. That means no fluid at all on the track. So they call it the Run What You Brungers. Go to the back of the queue in the pairing lanes. Stay with your car and do as instructed. When you approach the track, remember that your car and the track are probably quicker than you are, so ease your way in and learn as you proceed. And all should go well and you'll be pleased with your day. As you come towards the track, wind up your windows, unlock all your doors, fasten your seatbelt, put your helmet on. When you're beckoned forward, be vigilant and follow the directions of the track crew. Do not proceed until beckoned forward. Each lane starts with a water box for you to do a burnout, but at this stage, as this is your first run, we're keeping it nice and simple. We're not going to do a burnout, not this time. Drive around the water so you don't get any water on your tyres. Wait until the other guy completes his burnout, assuming he is, before you move forward. It's courtesy. Then edge forward towards the start line when directed by the marshal. As you do so, watch the top of the lights, also known as the Christmas tree. At the top of the Christmas tree, a light will come on indicating that you can proceed towards staging. The top lights are marked pre-stage, 2 in your lane, 2 in your opponent's lane. They will light when you're about 6 or 7 inches from the being fully staged, but please wait until your opponent has pre-staged before you move into staged. That's the second row of lights. Don't be a double bulber, it's discourteous. This is all controlled by the staging beams which cross your lane. You will see a box to the side of your lane, close to the ground, as you approach the start line. As you go through the first beam, the pre-stage lights come on in your lane. Inch forward another 6 or 7 inches and the stage lights come on in your lane. Presuming you're in an automatic, put your left foot on the brake and apply some gas just before the car is starting to creep forward. Creep forward any further than that and you'll get a cherry, a red light at the bottom of the tree, a foul, you've lost. Now, after staged, there are 3 orange bulbs, followed by a green bulb. These light with half-second intervals. You need to anticipate when the green light is going to light and leave the line at that moment. Don't wait till you've seen the green, leave when you think the green's going to come on. So you need to go beep, 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 and off you go. When you think that green light's going to light, you leave. And a fraction before gets you a red light and you lose the race. A fraction after and you're on your way to being a hero. But we're not racing this time, we're just learning. So don't put yourself under any pressure, just going out there to learn and have some fun. And then you are sending it. Avoid tyre spin, because when you've got tyre spin, you're not going forward. Accelerate as hard as you can. Hit your shifts, take the shortest route, focus on the finish line. The last timing beam is under the gantry, exactly a quarter of a mile from the start line. As soon as you've crossed the finish line, don't forget to get off the gas, slow down gently and keep going until you reach the first turn-off point on the left. Check for your opponent before turning off and heading back towards the pits. Park up and head back to the signing on office to pick up your time slip. Now, you've collected your ticket. Review your ticket. It tells you lots of information, such as your reaction time. If it's 0.000, that would be utterly perfect. If it's negative, it means you're red lit. Anything over 000 is time that you can take off your elapsed time and make a quicker pass. Your ET, your elapsed time, starts when you break the beams and finishes when you cross the beam underneath the gantry. Because the launch is so important, better traction off the line makes a huge difference. The sooner you're on your way and the quicker you're going, the more your ET benefits. So, what's next? You've had your first run and you've got a better understanding of what's going on. That's just a dress rehearsal. For your next run, you can concentrate more on improving your procedure. Aim to improve your reaction time. Leave the line harder. If you're on softer compound tyres, such as drag radials, Santapod's start line can take a lot of power before you spin the tyres, which you can really shave off time on your ET. Watch your shift points. Assuming you're in an automatic, shifting at the highest RPM that your engine will take is likely to mean a quicker run. Go in a very straight line. Keep your eye on the horizon. The quickest way to cover a quarter mile is to take the shortest route. Don't weave around. For your next run, you might like to try a burnout. Roll back through the water or drive around the water and reverse into the water. Then just roll forward a little, just out of the water, but on the wet still, with some water on your tyres. Hold on the brakes and with your left foot, assuming you don't yet have a line lock. Go into second, assuming you have an automatic box, and take it to the red line. If you're on drag radials, you'll only need to do this for a moment, just a quick burnout. You don't want to use up all that lovely, soft, expensive rubber on your first pass. Nor do you need to. Drag radials, which are okay for use on the highway, will improve your launch, improve your ETs, and your consistency. I do hope this little video has been useful for you and encouraging you to get down the track for probably your first time at the Mopar EuroNationals. It's great fun, it's a great experience, you'll really enjoy yourselves. Take care, take it easy, and if you want to post any comments below, feel free.